What's up, everybody? It's Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, and today is another GameTober video. We're continuing on our Castlevania quick plays with Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. This is where the game series gets tougher and more challenging. There's more story and lore in this one with new characters, a new time setting. You actually play as Simon Belmont's great-grandfather, or grandfather maybe, Trevor Belmont. And in this game, it has, like, right at the start, it has some story going on, explaining the details of what's going on in this game. And throughout the game, you'll be meeting also 3 different characters. So you have, like, a character that plays just like Simon. You have 2 other characters, or 3 other characters, and you'll meet them as you go through the game. They're all optional, so you have split paths. You can choose to do those levels, or you can choose not to do those levels to unlock those characters, and once they're in your team, you can switch them at any moment in the gameplay. So it's a really cool gameplay element. This was continued on in the game Bloodstained, the 8-bit ones, the 1 and 2 of Bloodstained, that are out on current-gen consoles. And it's just a great gameplay mechanic, and Castlevania 3 is the basis for the setting of the Netflix Castlevania anime cartoon. So yeah, if you want to learn more about the story of this, you can either play the game or play the game and watch the cartoon. So let's jump in with Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. This came out in 1990, the year I was born. You got opening and password. No press start key on this one, just opening. We're going to enter our name, which is used in conjunction with the password feature, I believe. So there's a reason for entering your name. It's awesome intro cutscene. I think if you enter the name Alucard, you can start out with Alucard on your team. There's a way to get it so you can start out with Alucard on your team. And Alucard is the son of Dracula. He's a character in this. This is the first game with Alucard. And he's playable. Pretty exciting. Of course, he doesn't look exactly like he does in Symphony of the Night. They took some changes with that game when we mainly play as Alucard. But yeah, this is an awesome game. It's really hard, so let's just see how far I can make it on this short time that we have to play the game today. You can see it's going back to the roots of Castlevania 1. They changed it back from Castlevania 2's RPG style. And now it's back looking more like Castlevania original. And it's pretty much the same controls. It pretty much feels the same. I don't know if they actually, like, refined it at all. It kind of feels a little bit more precise, but it's hard to say because the first one was already so good. The graphics are better. Like, look at this background. That's awesome. Oh, I missed the button there. Yeah, this is great. This is great. There's some blinking there. I'm not sure if it's my cart's dirty or what. Yes, we're playing this on the actual NES cart today. As with all these on the Castlevania Quick Play, we're playing on the original NES carts, or Genesis, or Super Nintendo, whatever it may be. I didn't always do that. I think when I did the No Whip Challenge for the first Castlevania, I think I used the NES Classic Edition. That was a while ago, though, when I did that. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. Anything in that block? No. See, I'm not as familiar with this game as the first one. The first one, I know it pretty well. The second one, I know it not as much. And then this one, maybe about the same. But there are parts of this game that I remember. Like, there's things in this game that I remember, but I don't really remember the layout of the level too well. And then the sub-weapons and the way you use the whip to get items out of stuff is all pretty much the same as the first game. I don't even think they even added any sub-weapons, which is kind of weird. You'd think they would have done that, but with the new characters they add, they're all completely different than Simon Belmont or Trevor Belmont, who you play as in this game. So they're completely different. So instead of adding sub-weapons, they added the new characters, which is cool. And I love that the characters are, like, optional. They're not, like, you know, they're not, you don't start out with them. It's not like you choose a character, like in Streets of Rage or something like that. Yeah, it's interesting. And that's something that I don't think Castlevania does that often. There are 2 characters in Bloodlines for Genesis. Castlevania 4 and Dracula X don't really have 2 characters. I think Dracula X might have an optional hidden character. I'm not sure, it might just be in Rondo of Blood. Symphony of the Night, I think, has extra characters. I think you can play as Richter. I don't know, like Castlevania 4 has 2 characters, or not 4, 64, excuse me. I don't know how I got that mixed up. Has 2 characters, and then Legacy of Darkness, which is the expansion version of 64, has 4 characters to choose from. So they do have other Castlevanias with multiple characters, but none of them really do it the same way that Castlevania 3 does it, except for Bloodstained, the 8-bit version of Bloodstained, which is on modern consoles. They do that in that series, which is a really cool feature, and I'm glad they finally took notice of and carried over into a similar game. It's not technically a Castlevania game, but it's made by Igarashi, and I don't think Igarashi had anything to do with this particular game, but he was a big fan of it, and he worked on Symphony of the Night and some of the Game Boy Advance and the DS Castlevania games. He's pretty much like the best guy to be in charge of Castlevania, but he can't, so because he's not with Konami. So he's pretty much made his own series called Bloodstained. This first boss is easy. I would say he's almost easier than the Bat. I think he's easier than the Bat, actually, in Castlevania 1. The Skeleton Knight. Now this is where the game gets interesting. Once you beat the first level, you're like, okay, we're back to Castlevania 1. Like, you're playing it the first time, you played Castlevania 1, you're like, okay, it's just more of the same. Then we see the world map. Then we get the option to go down into the forest, which gives us the straightforward path, or we can go up to the clock tower. In the clock tower is where you meet a character named Grant, who's like a rogue, a pirate. I don't think he was in the anime for some reason. For some reason they didn't want to put him in there in the story, so whatever reason they felt like they didn't need that character. Oh, what the heck? I don't think it's ever happened. That was weird. That actually kind of scared me. Okay, I don't know what I did there. Did I even make it to the top of the stairs? What happened? I like fell through the steps. Well, that was weird. Anyways, once you make it to the top of this tower, there's a boss fight against Grant. And then when you defeat Grant, you get him as a playable character, which is really cool. And I think... I'm not sure if Sypha you have to fight or not. I don't remember fighting Sypha. Maybe you do. Sypha is like just like a priest or a cleric or something. I don't know what you want to call it. A witch, maybe? She uses magic. And you get her last. I think you get her last. Maybe you get her second, I'm not sure. But then you get Alucard, who pretty much plays like Dracula, which is cool. Really cool. And you fight him, and you kind of think that maybe it is Dracula, but you're only like halfway through the game, so it's like, okay. Okay, why do I keep falling? I'm pressing up on the D-pad. Is there something weird about the steps in this game? I'm just pressing up. I know with Castlevania games, sometimes if you're pressing forward, like you're walking forward, it'll mess you up when you go on steps. But I've never had it mess me up twice in the same way. And that can really mess you up because you just fall straight down. So I'm doing it fine here. I don't know. It's weird. I'm just pressing up, which is what you're supposed to do, right? I'm not pressing diagonal up, I'm just pressing up. I don't know. I made it through that part before, but now we're back here. That's kind of a bummer. I wanted to show you Grant, because I can make it there pretty quickly, but I don't think we're going to make it there today. Maybe I just gotta be really careful on the steps. Did they mess it up from the first and second game? I'm wondering if there's like a thing where like the timing's just off or something. This level's pretty tricky and it goes on pretty long. I think if you go the other path it might be a little bit easier, but then you won't get Grant in your team ever. So it depends on if you want that character or not. You get the choice to play through it. And this is a really impressive graphical feat for this game. I think this graphics on this pendulum that you jump on looks really great and really smooth for an NES game. Like, look how smooth that is. This is on the original NES. This is a late release, 1990. By that point, the NES had been out in the US for 5 years, so they had a lot to work with. So it's like they took Castlevania 1, just improved upon it in pretty much every way. While I do still like the first game, and I kind of think it's better because I just play it more, this one's great too. This is probably where I'm gonna die. Okay, I made it. If I can survive these steps, that'd be great. Without falling through them on accident, I mean. Ooh, a 2. I don't think I explained this very well in my last video, but it doesn't really need to be explained. When you get the 2 or the 3 Roman numeral symbols, what they do is that they allow you to throw your sub-weapon faster. Like, you can throw like 2 or 3 times, depending on the number, in a row, instead of just throwing it once and then waiting. Give you a little bit faster attacks. But, at the same time, that uses your hearts faster as well. Dodges Medusa heads, which come back from the first game in this one, so yeah, Medusa heads back. I think they were in the second game too, I just didn't make it to it. So here's a checkpoint. And I hope I can get to Grant, because I really want to show you it, but this part's really hard for me to do. This cogwheel you have to jump on is just tricky as heck. And if I didn't mess up a few times on the steps, then I'd probably be able to do it. Okay, we did it, but I'm just really nervous about these steps not working. I've got almost full health. There's probably a health pack down there now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, we're not as close as I thought we were. Okay. Why did that not hurt it? Okay, well, oh, that sucks. Let's jump up, Mario. Oh, that was weird. Guess I wasn't as close as I thought I was. And once again, like, this game has that black background, the neon bright purple and green, and the red on your character. Wow, I'm getting beat pretty hard. I don't think we're gonna survive, because I don't think I can beat the boss with this low health. Unless there's a health wall meet. I don't know if there is. Is there one? Yeah, okay, cool. We're back in business. I don't want the stopwatch. This is where you fight Grant. Can I beat him in one shot? I don't know. Or one attempt? Let's try. Is there any items in here? I got the long whip. Whoa, I'm jumping over him. Come on. Oh, I got him with the flame! That was awesome! I threw the flame on the platform he jumped onto and just burned him like 3 times. That was awesome. So this is the cutscene. I'm so glad I made it here. I was so close to dying. Okay, so he transforms into his character's, like, shape, because he's all giant. He goes, "My name is Grant. I dreamed I was turned into a ghost. Please take me with you. My family was killed by Dracula. What will you do? Take him with you, or leave him be?" Take him with you, of course. I don't know why you would leave him behind, because, like, I can help you a lot because I'm very fast, but why would you leave him behind if you went all the way up there to get to him, and then why would you leave him? And then the level kind of collapses a little bit. Now here's the trickiest part of this game. Not only do you have to go and, you know, rescue these characters to get them in your party, you have to go backwards out of the level, which makes the game hard. So let me show you what Grant's like real quick. You press select, it changes up the character portrait at the top, switches you to Grant. Now Grant is really cool. He has a much faster speed than Trevor. He can jump higher, like you can see right now, he can jump pretty high. But not only that, I think he has less health and less attack. So that's kind of hard. And he doesn't get sub-weapons, but he can do this. By pressing like any direction towards a wall, you can climb on that wall. and it can get you some secret things. And you can go through like small spaces like I'm stuck in right now. So let's see if I can do at least one of these secret things. You can do it like that. That's cool. And then you just go down the steps. So you can get there faster if you're, you know, playing as Grant. Sure, you can make your way down as Trevor, that's possible. But oh, like that kind of stuff is tricky and it freaks me out a little bit. Because I'm not used to this type of gameplay in Castlevania. So it's weird for me to play as Grant. Even though I've done it before, it's hard. It's hard to get used to, because you see Castlevania, you see the level. But then you're, I don't know, it's weird. Let's see if I can do this. Go there, you go down. Now there is one secret, this is the secret I want to show you before I end this video, because it could just go on all day. This game is really long and drawn out compared to Castlevania 1. You go up there, and break this wall, you get a 1-up. Isn't that awesome? So you get an extra life for being Grant and using his special ability to climb on walls. I think that's where we're going to end it today for Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse for the Nintendo NES. We recently covered Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, and the original Castlevania for the Nintendo NES. In the near future, we're going to be going over Castlevania Bloodlines for the Sega Genesis and Castlevania 4 for the Super Nintendo, as well as a game review of Castlevania 4. Alright everybody, that's it for today's video of GameTober Castlevania 3. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and share with your friends. Subscribe today to Happy Bird Games for more classic gaming goodness and more GameTober videos. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Bye!